Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Insightful Podcast. I am finally back, guys. This is the longest break that I've taken from doing a podcast since September of 2023. So I guess it was a long awaited break in a way. And I guess it was something I kind of needed in order to push back again. I think a lot of times when it comes to chasing after a goal, you get super focused on that goal that it kind of drains you because that's all you think about, that's all you care about. And, sometimes time away from that and time away from that mindset allows you to push back even harder once that break is over with. So it's been 3 weeks since I recorded a podcast. I'm finally back. I'm going to be pushing hard on doing more guest episodes. It has been a struggle to kind of get them scheduled and to follow through with them, not only because of like the guests' reasons, but also my own as well. Pushing with the business stuff, the copywriting's doing well, the personal business is doing well. So, it's just a big thing to kind of like uh put my focus into all these areas and see them all grow. I've also, struggled with the social media as well, kind of been posting similar content over and over again. And, I could definitely be doing better with all those areas. But like I said, you can't give up. If things aren't going your way and it is hard for you to stay consistent in whatever goal you have, I think the biggest and the worst thing you could do is give up, is admit defeat. Because as much as I've put the podcast on a back burner recently, I still have the same goals for this year. I still know that this podcast will be one of the best self-improvement podcasts in the future. So there is no reason for me to lose hope. I think that many times, as long as you just keep pushing forward and as long as you still have that goal in mind, no matter what, that is what is going to allow you to push through that barrier and to finally reach that goal. If you're someone that, the second there's some difficulty or the second, your schedule's off or your goal, you're not on track to reach that goal by a certain time, I think that's when you start to lose hope. And that's when you actually don't continue with that goal and you end up giving up. No matter how long of a break you take away from your goals or how long, it takes to reach that goal, I think the worst thing you could do is quit, is to finally quit. This podcast is something that even if I took 6 months away from, which I wouldn't allow myself to do, but let's say I did, I would still have the same aspirations of having a great podcast and having a bunch of listeners and having people that take value from it. I think it's super important that you never kind of lose the vision of where you're trying to go, no matter what life brings at you, what circumstances are, get laid upon you. All that matters is that you keep that hope, you keep that faith, and you keep pushing forward, right? I guess this podcast is just going to be off the top of my head. I won't really be, there's no real topic with this one. I'm kind of just getting back into it. So you'll see me waffling for 10 minutes, I guess. But so what's been going on? So, just been pushing with the same things, been trying to get better with my physique. I think I did have a period of time where I got complacent with the way I looked. I wasn't eating enough. I wasn't training hard enough. And now I'm just trying to focus on bettering my physique, making progress in the gym again, having fun with the gym. And, this thing right here, the Whoop, I've had it for 5 days. It's really cool. I think it's worth the money, to be honest with you. I'm starting to see that the days I put myself through a lot of strain and I get less sleep, my recovery's worse. And obviously, I was aware of this before, but seeing the numbers and seeing the statistics of myself, I'm able to kind of like, adjust my rest and adjust my recovery as needed. And I finally have a good schedule where I'm going to start getting 6 hours of sleep a night. I was struggling with getting a lot of sleep these past couple months. I'd go like 3, 4 days getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then I would sleep for like 8, 9 hours, and it wasn't consistent. It wasn't going to allow me to better myself and keep reaching towards my goals and have a consistent routine. And you guys know I speak about that all the time, but I fell short when it came to that. Now I have a schedule right here of exactly what I'm going to be doing on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's super important, is to have a consistent schedule that even if you forgot to write a task list out or you don't have a plan for that day, you still know exactly what you should be doing, so that even though, let's say in the morning you hang out with your friends, or you go do something social, you know what you could be doing on later in the day that would be productive towards your goals. And that's another, I guess, new mindset I've developed, is I no longer have monthly goals. I just have the daily schedule. And by extension of showing up every day and doing exactly what I know I should be doing, I will eventually reach those goals in the first place. So I'm less focused on long-term goals, short-term goals, whatever the case may be. I just write down what I need to do, and I do it no matter how I feel. There was a video of Shi Hung Yi, I think his name is. I'm definitely butchering his name, but he's a monk, and he was speaking about how you write a plan out for your day, you stick to that plan, and you do it regardless of how you feel. And that was a very life-changing thing he said, because I realized that every day would be different in terms of what I would be doing and what time I would be doing my work at. So now I have a consistent schedule of what I should be doing on a day-to-day basis. Yes, maybe the type of work changes day to day, but I know what I should be focusing on. And that's why I could tell you right now the podcast will be more consistent in the future, is because I've blocked out time every single day to work on it, right? And that's the important thing. If you want anything good to happen in your life, it just matters about consistency. It's consistency with your relationships, consistency with your work, consistency with business, and consistency with the gym. Whatever it is, it's consistency. And consistency over time defeats intensity, because a lot of the times you could spend a whole day doing this one thing and get a lot of work done, but then you'll take a break from it for a couple days because it was too intense and you need a break. It's like if you were to go to the gym, 5 hours on a Monday, but then you didn't go to the gym till then the following Sunday. And it's like, who's better off? The guy that goes to the gym 25 minutes every single day, or the guy that goes to the gym 5 hours only one of the days, right? So I'm really trying to hone in on that philosophy and focus on that kind of mindset moving forward, because I know that's what will allow me to not only learn quicker, to develop my skills better. It'll also allow me to stay consistent with my passions, like the podcast, like social media. So I think it's super important that we focus on consistency over time and not how much we could get done in one day. When it comes to my personal business, that's been doing really well. It's been eating up a lot of my time. And the reason I don't share it on the podcast and exactly what it is because I just want to keep it to myself. But it has been taking up a lot of my time, but I've also have been seeing a lot of results with it. And if I could tell you guys one thing right now, it's this business stuff is real. Sometimes you look online and you think it's delusional, or you think, I can't do it, I don't know how to do it. But at the end of the day, the answer is just trying your best every single day to learn and to apply what you learn and to push forward, even when you're at a roadblock in your life when it comes to business. But I could tell you right now that this business was started like 6-7 months ago, and I've already seen drastic improvements in it, and I am happy with the progress that I've made. Is it what I want out of it entirely? Absolutely not. You're always striving for more. But with the work and the consistency over time, I have been able to see amazing results, and I can't wait for it to just keep getting better from here. Because that's what I love about business, is like when you think to yourself, like, how much money am I making right now? It will be most likely, or like some unforeseen circumstance happen where that changes. But most likely, this will be the least amount of money you're ever making. This will be the least amount of growth you'll ever experience. Like every month, every 6 months, every year, the business just grows and it improves. And that's why I love business, because there is no ceiling, no matter what business you're pursuing. And that's been eating up a lot of my time, but I've been loving the journey. I've been learning a lot, and I can't wait to see how far it goes. When it comes for copywriting, the clients are happy. I've been consistently working on that every single day. And that's another thing that people might look online and think of it as like a get rich quick scheme, or it's not the answer, or whatever the case may be. But it's just like anything else. It's not going to make you money overnight. You have to develop the skill. You have to be able to give your clients results and write good copy. And if you're not doing that, you're not going to make money from it. So it's as simple as that. The more effort you put in, the better your skill will be at doing it. And then when you do get clients and you do get work to do, you'll be able to perform to the level that they want you to, or even exceed that level, right? And I think a huge part, and one of the biggest lessons I've kind of learned in business, if I could give you guys something in this podcast, is just the importance of following up, the importance of keeping in touch with your client and giving them updates. Because I think, in my opinion, that you can never give enough updates, because it just shows that you care about the work you're doing and the quality that you're providing them. So I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned recently, is just to stay proactive, to follow up, to be in a good communication with your clients, because that's what will allow them to, one, trust you, and to want to give you more work in the future, because you're someone that could be relied upon, right? And that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the podcast, how I'm feeling. I'm feeling really good. Got a haircut, changing up the style, trying to grow out the goatee, even though I don't got much of a beard. But the podcast is only going to get better from this, guys. I'm going to try and improve my communication. I want to get some good guests on. I will be having some returning guests on that you have seen already, and kind of catching up with them. And I just can't wait to see where this goes and how far I can push this. But not only do I call you guys out on being consistent and staying disciplined, I need to do the same thing too. And the thing I've been lacking on the most is this podcast, and I'm going to change that from here on out. I'm going to try to give you guys at least 4 episodes a week, hopefully 1 guest episode per week. And yeah, we're just going to go from there. Thank you guys for making it this far. And if you guys are excited for what the future holds, remember to like, comment, subscribe, because that's going to push this channel out there. And I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Crush a coal to a diamond, eyes forever shining. Your beauty alone inspire a nigga to rhyming.